welcome to Teddy's Universe. Hey, welcome to the universe. Hey, welcome to Teddy's Universe.
Yo. What's going on, everybody? This is episode 5, the Teddy Blackmon Chronicles, and this is going to be more of a fun episode. It's going to be short. It's going to be shorter than the norm. That's because there will be 2 of these this weekend. We have a prediction one, and then we have a results one. So today we're going to be chronicling the opening weekend of the NBA playoffs, and we're also going to be chronicling a word check, by the way. Wrestlemania. This is Wrestlemania weekend as well. So, as a matter of fact, we are going to start with Wrestlemania. It is a 2-night event, the 19th and the 20th. It is, second night is taking place on Easter Sunday, which is also 420. So shout out to all my religious people, and shout out to all the Bob Marley-esque people of the world. Fancy these occasions are hooking up on the same day. I know that's super rare. Go do your Googles and see how often Easter falls on 420. Probably like 5 times in history. I think they said the next time this will happen will be in like the year 2089 or something like that. But with that being said, let's hop into these predictions for the first round of the playoffs in WrestleMania. But I am going to start with WrestleMania because I'm going to kind of go through those and give little opinions on them, but not too much. So night 1, which is tonight, is opening up with Gunther, who is the World Heavyweight Champion, versus Jey Uso. My prediction is Jey Uso beats Gunther and becomes the new World Heavyweight Champion. He's fought against Gunther for the title about 3 times already, lost each time, and having a storyline of how he can't get the job done, can't win the big one. Obviously, WrestleMania is the big one for most people, so expecting him to get it done here and become the new World Heavyweight Champion. Moving on, we have the War Raiders versus the New Day for the World Tag Team Championships. Haven't seen these 2 teams in a very long time. I've been absolutely no build up to this feud, but however, I am going with the New Day over the War Raiders because their storyline, although hasn't been progressed in a long time, is a little bit newer than the War Raiders storyline, of whatever they were doing. So I'm going with the New Day. So I'm thinking we're going to start WrestleMania off with 2 title changes, which will fit into my narrative of WrestleMania because I believe all the titles will change hands. I know I'm going to be wrong, but I believe all the titles will change hands this weekend. Moving into Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. And I am a huge fan of El Grande Americano. New to the roster, smoking hot. One of the best luchadors I've seen in a very, very long time. And for those who are into the wrestling know that it's not Chad Gable, so don't be saying that. I'm going with Americano, man. I mean, he's from the Gulf of America. Got the storyline, got the history. Brilliant technical wrestler. Gracias! You know what I'm saying? So, Ray, I love Rey Mysterio, but I think the new wave is El Grande Americano, man. Moving into Jade Cargill versus Naomi. This build-up has been super fire. Friends, best friends turn enemies. I love these storylines. It had a genuine turn, a genuine build-up, the acting's been top tier from ever since this happened. I am going to go with Jade Cargill to get the W, though. I want Naomi to win, but I feel like she will get one over on Cargill because I doubt the few finishes here at WrestleMania. But I'm going with Jade Cargill tonight. So with that being said, we're going to go into LA Knight, who is the United States champion. He beat Shinsuke Nakamura about a month or so ago to get that back. Versus the Lone Wolf. Oh no, that's the Lone Wolf isn't the Samoan Werewolf. My bad. That's Baron Corbin. Is the Lone Wolf. My bad. The Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. I'm going with Jacob, man. Jacob be the new United States champion. Got to get some gold back to the bloodline, man. And yes, I do count Jacob as being a part of the bloodline. All these Samoan guys are part of the bloodline. In my opinion, There is no gold in the bloodline. Roman doesn't have anything. No Usos. I do believe Jey Uso brings something back to the bloodline tonight as well. We will see. Which slides us into Tiffany Stratton. You look good, gal. Who is the WWE Women's Champion versus Charlotte Flair. And I'm going with Charlotte Flair on this one. I want Tiffany Stratton to win, though. Hopefully they do. Charlotte finally decides to put somebody over, but I think the circumstances of her catching up to Ric Flair's championship record, I believe Charlotte's at like 13. She's going to need some title reigns. Charlotte is getting kind of older. Women don't wrestle as long as men do. I feel like they're going to put the title on her every chance that they get. I'm not ruling out Tiffany winning this back, assuming she loses this, but I am going with Charlotte Flair in this match. Which brings us to the main event of night one, which is a triple threat match with Roman Reigns, the original tribal chief, versus Seth Rollins, the visionary, the revolutionary, the architect, and CM Punk, Mr. Cult of Personality. This is going to be tricky because now while I want to put my money on Roman Reigns, I really feel like Seth Rollins has to win this match. I'm not saying I want him to win. I feel like for the sake of character and storyline, I feel like Seth Rollins hasn't won a meaningful match in a long time. Roman Reigns has won plenty of them. CM Punk has been winning since he's been back. Seth Rollins did have the World Championship for a little while, but ever since he's dropped that, he's pretty much been like super entertaining and super involved in the storylines and stuff, the top 10 storylines. I feel like he needs this W. Paul Heyman will be in CM Punk's corner. Might be a swerve. Might cost CM Punk. Might screw Roman Reigns. Might leave with Seth Rollins. That's what the rumor is. Seth Rollins, you know what I'm saying, going to be leaving with Paul Heyman. That's what the rumor mill is saying, but we will see. But I'm going with Seth Rollins tonight or whatever. And that will bring us to night two, which is... Oh, it's been updated. I was saying it's going to be a shorter card, but they updated it. 7 matches as well. It's opening up with Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. I am going with Bianca Belair to become the new Women's World Champion. Slides us into Liv Morgan and Raquel versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Bayley, my fiance, will become tag team champion tonight. Well, that night, tomorrow night, because I think they're going to win. Which slides us into AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. This should be a nice technical versus high-flying stunt match. I love it. I love it. I love it. I am going with... This is a tricky one. I'm going with Logan Paul on this one. Can't bet against the Paul brothers, man. Which brings us to a fatal four-way for the Intercontinental Championship, which will be Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn Balor of the Judgment Day versus Dominic Mysterio, also of the Judgment Day. This is a slam dunk win for Dominic Mysterio. They have to pull the trigger on this right now. Dominic Mysterio has to become Intercontinental Champion. Please. He has to do this. I'm waiting. I've been waiting so long for Dominic Mysterio to get like actual gold. He's at the NXT Championship, not even the NXT Championship, the NXT North American Championship on the main roster for a month or so. But I am ready for Dominic Mysterio to hold mid-card gold. This is long overdue. Guy generates heat over the last few years like no other. Only John Cena is literally generating maybe the same quality of heat as Dominic Mysterio has, man. I really feel like he needs this. Which brings us to Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. And this is a good one because I don't know who could possibly win this match. I am going to say that Damian Priest is going to win this. I'm going with Damian Priest. Which brings us to Randy Orton versus to be announced because it's an open challenge. Now, the rumor mill is saying that Rusev is the obvious pick. Whoever comes in, I have Randy winning. I don't think they're just going to randomly pick somebody just for Randy to lose and put somebody over. Now, I did believe Randy Orton was going to beat Kevin Owens, so I do believe Randy Orton's going to win. He's been slated to be put over no matter who he fights. It's just going to be an open challenge. Some people are saying Nick Aldis. Some people are saying Rusev. We will see. Which brings us to the main event of night 2 and the whole weekend, which is Cody Rhodes, whoa, the champion, the undisputed WWE champion, versus John the Don Cena. I am going with John the Don, man. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I'm expecting some foolery, man. The Rock, he supposed to be aligned with The Rock. We ain't seen The Rock since the Swerve. You know what I'm saying? So perfect time for The Rock to pop back out. Rock popped out at the last year's WrestleMania main event, trying to help Roman stay champion and all of that. So hopefully it's the same thing. He helps John win. They bring in Travis Scott. Maybe get a new member. I would love that even more. Maybe have somebody on the roster who's also already a main eventer. Not bring nobody up to the main event, but have somebody who's already like main event-esque join the group and all of that type of stuff. Would love that to death. But I am looking for John Cena to break Ric Flair's record Sunday night in Las Vegas and become the 17-time world champion. Looking forward to that. Should be a fun night for WrestleMania, both nights. I don't know if I'm going to be attentive and watching all of it because these are 7 matches a night. This is going to run 5 to 6 hours a piece. I don't know if I have that in me no more. I do want to see Jey Uso match. Definitely want to see a couple of other matches that are the main event between Roman Reigns and them. Definitely want to see John and Cody and maybe the Naomi and Jade Cargill, and got to see my baby Bayley. Other than that, the other 6 or so matches, you know, it is what it is. Moving to basketball, we have the opening weekend of round 1. I love the opening weekend of NBA playoffs because games literally be on all day. And if you're not doing nothing, you can watch basketball. This is my favorite time of year in basketball because basketball is literally on all day. I love it. Without further ado, we're going to get right into it. So we start with the Eastern Conference first. The Cavaliers, the number 1 seed, versus the Hawks, the 8 seed. I'm expecting the Cavaliers to make quick work of the Hawks. This probably will be a sweep. Maybe the Hawks still won. Maybe, but I doubt it. I think this is going to be a sweep. And if they can stay healthy and make quick work of the Hawks, that would be good for them going into the second round. Next matchup is the Pacers and the Bucks. I'm going to go with the Pacers here. I feel like the Pacers had the better team. I feel like Giannis and Damian Lillard, if he even plays, it isn't enough. I feel like them getting rid of Chris Middleton for Kyle Kuzma felt like a good move in the moment, but I felt like it wasn't really a good move in hindsight. You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting the Pacers, and I'm not saying this is going to be a sweep or anything like that. Maybe go 6. Might go 7 if the Bucks come out with, you know, something to prove or something like that, which I don't think they will. But I'm definitely going with the Pacers, which brings us to the Knicks and the Pistons, the 3 versus 6 matchup. Definitely going with the Knicks. They have an overall better team, more playoff experience, but the Pistons are putting together something nice. I love Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey and the boys. Big fans of them and how they play. They scrappy. They play good team basketball. I just feel like they don't have enough offense to keep up with Jalen Brunson, Cat, Mikal Bridges, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go with the Knicks. Which brings us to the last matchup, which is the 2 versus 7, which technically I guess should have been first. I don't know why it's out of order like this. But the Celtics versus the Magic. I know I'm a Celtics fan, so I'm going with the Celtics. I'm going to say Celtics in 5. Really want to say 4, but I'm going to say Celtics in 5. Orlando is going to be a scrappy, tough matchup. They do play against us very well. They won the season series 2-1, but all 3 of the games we were missing key pieces. No Tatum in 2 of the games. No Jaylen Brown in 1 of the games. No KP in 1 of the games. So on and so forth. Fully healthy. Everybody's a go. I think we're much, much better than the Orlando Magic for sure. Take it to the West. Thunder versus the Grizzlies. Thinking this might be over in 5 or 6. I do think Memphis still is 1, maybe even 2, but don't have enough firepower to keep up with, Shea, J-Dub, and so on and so forth, Shet and the guys, you know what I'm saying? Nuggets versus the Clippers. And this is very interesting. Because the Nuggets are champions, but the Nuggets have been going through so much turmoil. And randomly, the Clippers are healthy. Kawhi's healthy and looking good. James Harden is healthy and looking like his, not his old self, but looking formidable and putting in a lot of work. I hate to say it, Ben Simmons has been playing solid basketball. I don't know how to explain it. It seems like Paul George maybe was the problem or something. I ain't starting nothing. I ain't gonna start nothing. I'm moving on. But this is a tough one to pick. I'm a huge Jokic fan, but I'm a huge Kawhi fan. But I just feel like everything that the Nuggets are going through, there's no way that they could keep up as far as like staying focused enough to be a healthy Clippers team. As long as the Clippers can stay healthy, which is a big ask because they got injury prone players across the roster. But I'm going to go with the Clippers. I ain't going to stall y'all out too long or whatever. I'm going to go with the Clippers. Which brings us to the Lakers and the Timberwolves. I'm taking the Lakers. I don't think the Timberwolves have enough firepower. It should be madly entertaining, though. Love Anthony Edwards. Love Rudy Gobert. Julius Randle is super serviceable. We're going to see how these Julius Randle and Karl Anthony Towns trade forms out now that we at the important part of the season, you know what I'm saying? So let's just see how that works out. And my bad, when I was talking about the Clippers, shout out to Norman Powell, man. Norman Powell should have made the All-Star team this year. He's been playing phenomenal. would be crazy to leave him out. So shout out Norman Powell for the Clippers. But yeah, I think Bron, Luka, AR-15, Austin Reeves, I feel like they just get the job done. Too much veteran savviness, too much mental IQ. Role players know their roles. You got Bron, you got Luka. I just feel like that's too much firepower. Which brings us to the Rockets and the Warriors, and this should be a nice first round matchup. I'm gonna go with the Warriors for the upset, man. Steph, Jimmy Butler, they've been looking like a new team since Jimmy Butler's gotten there. Draymond Green, Kuminga and the boys. Again, tons of experience in the playoffs. Rockets don't really have that outside of Fred VanVleet, who's won a title. Obviously the coach, Ime Udoka, who coached us to the finals the year that we went to the finals against the Warriors, ironically, and lost. And a couple other players, but I think that they're building something special in Houston. I think they're still about a star player away to make some real noise, and not even real noise to like win a championship, but just on basis of being a threat in the playoffs. So I think the Warriors will win this series, but I think we should have a great entertaining first round. And this is a crazy weekend of sports. If you are a sports fan, there is tons of baseball on. There is tons of NBA basketball on. There is tons of wrestling going on. Wrestlemania weekend. It's Easter Sunday. It's 420. Getting your smoke on. Like, it is so much going on this weekend. You probably will never see a weekend like this again, ever in your lifetime. So please enjoy. Be safe. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm Teddy, and we are out of here.